Good morning all. Today we are going to study SQL in DBMS. Let's see. Introduction to SQL. SQL is a structure query language. As I said, SQL in our previous lecture. It is a structure query language and it is used to communicate with database system. It allows user to request the data from the database by writing request in SQL. Using SQL, user can add, update, delete and even arrange the content of the database. The major operation done with the table are creating tables, updating records, deleting record, viewing record, etc. Structure query language is an interactive query language which can be used to retrieve data from database. Is a database programming language which can be used along with programming language to access data from database. In simple word, for accessing data we are using SQL. It is nothing but to retrieve data from database. To retrieve data from database, we are normally using structure query language. Examples like insertion, updation, deletion by using structure query language. There are three types again. Or SQL can be divided into three types: DDL, DML and DCL. DDL means data definition language, DML data manipulation language and third one DCL data control language. The major operation done with the table are creation of table, updating records from table, deleting specific record or all record from table, viewing specific record or viewing all record, etc. These are the major operation done with the table in our database. SQL has following parts. First one clauses, second queries, third one predicates, fourth one expressions and fifth one statements. Clauses constitute component of statement and queries. It is nothing but clauses. Second one queries. Query means retrieve the data based on specific criteria. Third one is predicate. Specify the condition that can be evaluated to SQL. That is known as predicate. Expression produce either scalar value or table. Is nothing but the expression. Last one is statement. Have a persistent effect on schema of data. These are some. First one, SQL is easy to understand. Second one, comprehensive tool data. It is comprehensive tool to manage large volume of data. It is portable on many DBMS. It is based on RDBMS model, that is relational database model, and it is programmable database access. Now next point is categories of SQL. The SQL is divided into different categories as below. First one is data definition language, second one is data manipulation language and third one is data control language. First one, the data definition language permits database table to be created or deleted. To create database schema and database objects like table, view, trigger, we need to use data definition language. DDL statements are used to build and modify the structure of your table and other object in the database. The set of DDL commands are, first one is create statement, second one is alter, third one drop, fourth one rename, and fifth one is truncate. These are 5 statements or commands included in DDL, that is data definition language. Create statement is used to create database object like create database or create table. In second, alter statement or alter command, it is used to modify the database object. Structure of database object like structure of table. Third one is drop statement or drop command. It is used to remove database object. If I want to remove specific record or specific table from the database, that is drop table and remove specific record, in that case delete fourth one is rename statement to rename the database object. It is used to rename database object, rename database, rename table. Fifth one is truncate statement. Truncate to empty the database table. When you execute a DDL statement, it takes effect immediately as it is auto committed into the database. Database objects are any data structure created in database. The truncate statement delete the all data from the table and structure remains same. Clear? Data definition language. The DDL part of SQL permit database table to be created or deleted. DDL next, DDL is used to specify the structure of the database. Next, we can also define indexes, that is key, specify link between tables and impose constraint between database tables. We can also define keys. Clear? Data definition language. Second one is data manipulation language. The data manipulation language is used to manipulate, that is addition, add, modify or delete data from the table, that is manipulation. Data manipulation language or commands or statement are used to manipulate or managing data in a database. DML commands are not auto committed like DDL statement. It means changes done by DML commands can the DML statement do not implicitly commit the current transaction. The set of DDL commands like insertion, updation and deletion. Insertion statement or insert command is used to add some data to this command. Insert command or insert statement. Delete. To remove data from table, we need this command. Delete statement or delete command is used to remove data from table or database. We need delete command. Third one is update statement or command. To add, change or to change data added to the table, we need to use update. Data manipulation language. We have studied SQL, DDL. The DML is used to manipulation like insertion, updation, deletion. Okay. Second one, DML involves different commands to update, delete, insert data into tables. It also involves queries. Query means query is a statement requesting data from database. Query is a statement to retrieve data from the database. It is known as query. Last one is data control language. DCL allows user to keep control on the operation taking place on data tables. The DCL commands perform task of assigning privileges so user can access certain objects in the database. DCL means data control language. It is used to control various users' actions like inserting data, updating data, deleting data or viewing data. To perform any operation in the database, user needs privileges like creating table or creating index or views. Data control language is a set of commands that is used or it is needs for creating tables, index and views. DCL is a set of commands and it is used to grant and revoke. There are two commands involved in data control language. First one, grant. Grant means give some privileges to the user for performing some task on the database, and revoke means take back permission given to the user. That is called as revoke. SQL transaction statement control the transaction in database access. This subset of DCL is known as transaction control language, that is TCL. Any SQL query can be executed with two basic operations. First one is read and second one is write on the database table. After executing SQL query, we must specify its final action as a commit. Commit means save the data, or abort means revert back changes. Commit or abort. TCL is a set of commands. It means the commit statement ends the operation and make all changes made to the data permanently on successful completion. And abort terminate and undo all the actions done by the user. Clear transaction control language. It involves two commands. First one is commit, second one is abort. Commit means save all the changes or make all the changes permanently on successful completion. And abort means terminate or undo all the actions done by the user. Clear? We have discussed all the SQL categories: DDL, DML, DCL and SQL constraint. Constraint are the rules. Constraint is nothing but some rules. Constraint is nothing but rules enforced on data used to limit the table. This ensures the accuracy and reliability of the data in the database. Constraint can either be column level or table level constraint. Column level constraints are applied only to one column, whereas table level constraints are applied to the entire table. Clear? There are two types of constraint, either it may be the column level or table level. Following are some of the most commonly used constraints. First one is not null constraint. It ensures that a column cannot have null value. Clear? Must have something, that is not null constraint. Ensure that it ensure column cannot have null value. Second one is default constraint. It provide a default value for a column when none is specified. Default value must be there, that is default constraint. Unique constraint. It ensures that all the values in a column are different. That is unique constraint. Fourth one is primary key constraint. It uniquely identifies each row or each record in a database table. That is primary key. Foreign key uniquely identify a row or record in another database table is known as foreign key constraint. Next one is check constraint. The check constraint ensures that all the values in a column satisfy certain conditions. That is known as check constraint. Next one is index constraint. Index constraint, it is used to create and retrieve data from the database very quickly, as like our book index. For searching something, we need index for faster searching. It is used to create and retrieve data from the database very quickly. Next one is data integrity. The following category of data integrity exists: domain integrity, referential integrity and user defined integrity. Entity integrity means there are no duplicate row in a table, is known as entity integrity. There is no duplication of row. Second one is domain integrity. It enforces valid entries for a given column by restricting the type, the format or the range of values. That is known as domain integrity. Restriction on type, format and range of values, that is known as domain integrity. Third one is referential integrity. Row cannot be deleted which are used by other record, like foreign key. Referential integrity, row cannot be deleted which are used by other records. Last one is user defined integrity. Into entity, domain or referential integrity that are used in user defined integrity. Thank you.